Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is July the 9th, 2026. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Happy Thursday. Hopefully, you've had a good day. Hopefully, it treated you well. As for mine, it's been a good day. We'll say mentally a little choppy, I guess you could say, but overall, I'm feeling pretty good now. But yeah, we woke up, wasn't feeling the greatest, and just kind of a couple of facets, like physically, a little bit of meh, and then mentally just worrying about some money stuff, yada yada yada. Excuse me. Just generally felt like, just old man vibes. I don't know. I just was not feeling my oats. The opposite of that. And I'm getting up. Overall, though, I felt pretty rested, so that was good. I get myself together. I get myself, in the car, and I'm driving to work, and I clock something smelly. I smell a smelly smell that smells smelly, and I realize it's my shorts. Like for some reason, when I ran them through the wash, I was hoping to get this like mildewy like smell out. And when I had initially taken them out of the wash, I thought we did it. I thought it was mission accomplished. I had my George Bush jumpsuit on. I thought we did it. And no, it is still there. Maybe a shade or a touch lighter, but still smelly. And I should have just turned around right then and there and just went back home, swapped outfits, would have been good to go. But I was like, no, I don't want to be late. And I was just like, stop. Like, it's just weird, just being dumb. And like, cause yeah, I would have been late, but like, I could have tanked that. It's been a while since I've been late. It's not a big deal. But no, I went to work and like, just maybe 5 to 10 minutes in, I was like, I've made a mistake. This day needs to be over like immediately. I was just in my head about it because it's a personal pet peeve for me. I work in trash, and maybe like you should be used to getting smelly, stinky. I've said this before. It's like, yeah, some days are definitely like that. You get a bad roll in a dumpster, or you get some trash juice on you. That shit sucks. But usually, I come out okay. Like, hey, you might have had an active day because you're sweaty and it's hot, whatever. That's one thing. But I'm not usually coming out super smelly, super stinky. So it sucks when you're actually smelly, right? And it's your own funk that you're bringing to the function, right? Like that's something that does make me feel like self-conscious, like embarrassed. Like, ugh. So I was plotting and scheming like the whole time. Just I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. And work was slow, so I was like, okay, yeah, this should be fine. It's been a slow week. Also, the construction's not done, and I think it's going to be going on for much longer. Apparently, like at least like weeks potentially? Question mark. And I'm like, damn, that sucks. Don't like hearing that. But so it goes. We just got to keep limping through. Hope everything holds out. Knock on some wood there. So yeah, needless to say, I was a bit upset, kind of for nothing, because it's not like people are over here sniffing me or whatever, but it was just in my head. But we get through the day. I get out like early. I leave like 2 hours early. I use PTO, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I was just like, I know I can't leave this early for nothing. I gotta make sure I charge that to the game, right? So we get out, and then you would think I want to go right home immediately, but I'm like, no, I want to go to the gym. I'm gonna take my fucking sticky ass to the gym. And I get there early, which was nice because obviously early usually clocks less people, so that was a W. And I did finally go into the squat rack room, and I got to try one of the new squat racks, which was kind of nice, right? I finally got to, play around with that. I will say though, the dog is not barking at me the same anymore. And I wanted to just be cautious. I think maybe because I was gun shy from, previous encounters in terms of like the Smith machine or whatever when I blew out my fucking back. And not to mention that I haven't really tried lifting like this, like without a Smith machine, without the safety of that, the help of that, if you will. So I was like, yeah, let's just be careful. So we just do, I think like 135 move that up and down a few times. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I had realized in just setting that up, it like maybe added like an extra, I don't know, and this might sound minor, minuscule, whatever, like 30 seconds to like a minute. And Nick, you could say, well, you're new to this. I'm sure if you just snapped right in, walked in, you knew what you wanted to do, you'd be faster. Sure. But this is extra time that I don't want to waste, especially in an aggregate. And like, also, I don't need to. Like, it's just not worth pushing myself for this. Like, I just have realized that I've really retooled how I go about working out, and I find that most people I was talking to, their 1 year was one way, and then their next year and beyond would be different. And I kind of thought, well, like, I like my routine so much, why would I change it? And I think just for me, it was life change, so therefore I adapted, and then realized, like, yeah. I like how I do it now. I don't even think I'd actually want to go back to how I was doing it. Like, as much as I love lifting huge weight, big weight, it just, that's just, it's not the season for that right now. It's not the time for that right now, at least for me. I will say though, I was still feeling it. So I did go to a Smith machine, and I did some like incline stuff. So I felt a little bit safer. I could lift a little bit more. And then I did some squatting and some deadlifts, which was good. I haven't done like a deadlift in a bit, so that felt nice. That felt right. Granted, I didn't like max out. I did like 275, and I was like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? We don't need 3 plates. It's not even about that right now. Like, let's just do this and be happy with it. Nice little medium weight. So that felt good. Usual yada 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 after that, really. And we got up and we got out of there. Now, came home. I hit a stretch because I haven't stretched in too long, and I said I was getting back in the habit. I meant it. We stretched, and then I took a shower. I wanted to burn all my clothes because that was the thing. It was the shorts, but like a smelly symbiote. It was just like I could smell it on like everything I felt, and I was so upset. So just threw the whole outfit in the dirty hamper, whatever. Took a shower, and I felt much better. Felt like a fucking baptism. I came out of the bitch anew, renewed, and I felt much better, much lighter. So that was good. Then I decided, I was like, hey, I'm like ahead of schedule. And like at the time, I felt like there just really wasn't any news. And I'm like, I don't want to cover just this one story. So I kind of just lollygagged around for a little bit, played some games, and then actually like put my head to the grindstone, the nose to the stone, whatever they say, whatever, and found some news. So here we are, ready to yap. Yeah, that was the day. Okay, let's go ahead and do our startup, and let's get into the news. Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's weird at 35. Like, the same thing that would bother me in, like, when I was a teenager into my 20s still bothers me at 35. And I'm like, I have so much more rationale to be like, I say, this doesn't matter. You've been around Stinky motherfuckers. You've tolerated them, lest we forget Stinky Jim, that whole saga. Knowers know. But when it's your turn and you're the smelly cheese in the fucking room, you're the smelly cheese on the charcuterie board. It's like it just doesn't feel good. It's just not a vibe. So I wanted to correct that, and here we are. Anyway, oh yeah, now we're really feeling good. Okay, from NBC News. At least 28 killed in shoe factory fire in southeast China, state media says. I know it sounds really bad for me to be like, oh, I feel really good. Now let's talk about a fucking shoe factory fire. But, so it goes. At least 28 people were killed in a fire at a shoe factory in southeastern China on Thursday. State-run Xinhua news agency reported after flames engulfed the multi-story building, trapping workers on the rooftop. The fire broke out at around noon local time in the city of Xinjiang in Fujian province at footwear manufacturer Huiting. A total of 239 people were at the factory when the fire broke out, Xinhua said. It said 213 were evacuated, 2 of whom died after being taken to the hospital for treatment. Another 26 people previously reported missing at the scene were confirmed dead. Videos released by state media in the afternoon showed flames ripping through the building and thick black smoke billowing into the sky. A dozen or so people, apparently trapped by the blaze, could be seen on the rooftop as smoke swirled around them. President Xi Jinping issued instructions urging an all-out rescue effort. He said that the fire had caused significant casualties and that it came after a number of deadly accidents at production facilities in the country in recent months. Xi called on authorities to hold those responsible strictly accountable. Let's see here. We are going to move on from this story to some natural disasters taking place in China. I know we covered the landslide in a previous episode, so we are kind of coming back to China multiple times, but so it goes. That's where the news takes us, you know. But this story comes from the Associated Press. Tornadoes and storms in central China kill at least 11 people. Tornadoes and storms hit central China, killing at least 11 people and injuring hundreds, state media reported on Tuesday, while areas in the south suffered record-breaking rain. Thunderstorms battered parts of Hubei, I think it's Hubei,